Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll make some kind of papers which we can use for the jelly printing, or we can use without jelly printing, or we can use just to neutralize our project. So here I'm talking about project, means you can do it that on the basically mixed media project or your greeting cards or any handmade project. So these are some printer papers I have, and I'm just trying something. So I just scribble some of it and I got this kind of design. Then I just go and scribble. You can took any pen, you don't have to go ahead. You have your Sharpie, you can have your markers, and I will show you. You can use your stamps, and here I can do this. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and print out maybe 10 or 5 copies of it on the same printer paper, so that I will have a bunch of them, and I will show you exactly what I'm trying to say is I just take out some stamps and then I make these copies. So now you have lots and lots of copies of this that you can use. Then I created this paper, and it's very easy to create. I will show you how I did it. So just took any paper, and particularly for this one I use scale. Scale means the ruler, but you can use the roller scale also. So these are the roller scales. I will tell you first of all. So this is Tim Holtz one, and then I just add these kind of with first of all on the fine marker, and then you can use any ball pen for that. And then you don't have to care about it's waterproof or not, just you use whatever you have. And then I use these, so you will get these different kind of different width of lines. So this is the normal Sharpie, and I have this chisel tip Sharpie which you can add, and you will get a different kind of effect with that depending upon how you hold. You can go ahead and make this pattern with the things like I will show you this also. So you can make it any pattern out of it. You can go ahead and make a pattern with the normal colors, like black would be the best, and then you can use colors on it, but after printing it, so you don't have to remember that it's this ink is waterproof or not. So this is roller scale. These are my old one. You should look like this are new one, and I have this box, but I'm carrying this for a long time. And then I have the smaller one also, but if you don't have that ruler, you can use this also. So I printed couple of these, so you can see the variation, and you can tear apart and use them in your papers. Then I use this also, so I use this chisel shape marker for that. And then I make some of these with the same chisel tip marker, and you can get this. And then I made some of more, like I just write something while I'm doing something, and this is not a perfect writing, but you can make a copies of it. The main idea is that you can make a copies of it, and you can hold on that, and then you can create more. Like if you have the thin lines, you can go ahead. So you don't have every time you have to you don't have to every time do this. And if you want, you can save the original ones, like this is my original one. So you can save the original ones, and if you needed copy, then you can do a copy of them. Or you can just grab, if all the inks are waterproof, you can grab just each of it and put it in your stash, so that next time whenever you want the copies of these things, you have these things with you in your hand, and you can make more copies. Now fun of these images are like you can create, cut them, and you can create them, and you can color them. So basic idea is coloring them, so it would be fun with your kids also. So like for this, if I want to choose this one, and I just want to use a simple basic things like maybe the watercolor, or we can use, I will show the different mediums on it. So basically you can color on them and then use those papers. Like if I want to create some kind of Christmas theme cards, I can just put a little bit color on them. So these are very cheap crayons from my kids thing. But if you use the better quality product, you will get more, or you can use directly the colors on it. Like if I want to color it just like that. So I can color a couple of them, and then what we will do, we will use the different products. Like this is the gouache I use. You can use watercolors on it. Remember, whatever I'm using, I've used the Sharpie, or you use the printer paper. So this paper is, I have the HP 900 Office Inkjet printer, and that is having a really nice quality. So whatever I'm getting here is kind of, now let's make one tall tree here, something like that. This is the another way. This is the one way of using it. What another way you can use it, it just directly use the another color Sharpie. Like maybe for this, we can use this, and you can just draw something on it and then we can cut apart and put the things on different colored cardstock. You can use inks also. For particular inks, you have to, now there are two tricks to use these inks. First, you can use or reuse, I can say reuse your tapes. So these are the tapes which is came from my watercolor projects, and I just hang them around, just stick them. They are always there in my stash. And then I can put this. Okay, let's grab the ink brush, and then I can add a little bit of ink on it. I can use 2 shades if I want. I can use 1 shade. So dry application will be easier always on this, cause this is a really thin paper. If you want, you can use for the same techniques your watercolor paper also. That will give you a more kind of what do you say, the more better results. This paper is a little bit thin, so maybe you find that this thin paper is not working for you. And then without the brush also, you can, with only the brush, you can make these kind of strokes for the tree. And just using another little bit of highlighting color here. Maybe you don't need it. I'm just demonstrating it, so I'm not kind of creating anything, but you can. Now you can just remove it, and you can see that it is giving that really high quality thing. I can put that aside, and I can choose these prints also. So here I can just, add some of the shapes like this. Maybe I add more this time. Little fatter tree, I can say. And I think I need one smaller one also. Something like that. And then you can add a little bit kind of stem to them. Other way around is I'm gonna choose another color here. Darker colors will look good better on this kind of stuff. So this is my Sharpie, and what I will use, I'm gonna make an imaginary line, or you can literally draw one line, and then you're gonna just make this feather strokes on it. And then I will show you another technique with these inks also. So you don't have to draw. If you don't want to draw, you can just squeeze your pad on it. Like this is my ink pad. I'm just squeezing and putting it. I'm not doing any kind of techniques here. I'm just adding the color. Maybe some vintage color will also do. And after this, it's time to cut these images. So first of all, we will cut out these dried ones, and then we'll try to cut these ones, which is kind of wet. So for this, I can just use the scissors at cutting some trees. Okay. So these are my trees. Now you will say, what kind of trees these are? This is not even looking like a Christmas trees. What you're doing, girl? So I'll show you how you can use. So basic idea here is you're mixing and matching the things. Like these are some scripty ones. So you need some of these. I'm directly cutting on it. I know. Okay. So now main idea here is you're kind to make some kind of positions and triangles. Let me grab one card base. So if I have this kind of shimmery card base, you can go ahead and use any card base you have, and I can put these. Maybe I need one smaller here, something like that. Maybe one red will look nice on it. So I will planning to cut this big one. So first of all, I'll just go around with the things, and if I feel that I need a little bit of those. But remember, you can't miss your natural strokes here. You don't have to cut your natural strokes. That will give you a really nice kind of effect. So whatever you're doing, don't cut the natural strokes. Just, go around them. You don't have to be very perfect for this technique. You are just, emphasizing that tree. I should use the small scissors now. And then it's a bit tricky to work when it is kind of wet. It should not be a problem with you. You can just, wait for some time, or use the dryer, or do something to dry them out and put them in the fan or something like that. And then you will have something like this. So I can put that here by making little space. I'm gonna throw all this. So now you can see that we are creating here some kind of tree collage, which is kind of looking good. You can use that for the winter themes or something like that. Now, if you ask me, is this work only for the Christmas theme? Then I will say no. You can have this for different occasions, like if you want to create any birthday presents like that. So I will just grab this. I kind of make a box kind of thing on it. Okay, I'm not coloring it fully. I just don't want to lose the idea of having that background thing. Then you can add different size of boxes in it, like maybe the more taller or the shorter, and you can cut them and then you can arrange them again on the paper just to see which combination works for you or what you like to do with them. These are very simple techniques I'm telling you, and you don't need much thing, and you can create literally mass produced card. You can have a like longer gift here. If you don't have this pens, you can just go ahead and use your Sharpies like this. If I want to do a really fancy thing, I can do some kind of gift like this. Just go creative and see. Now you can put these small, you can create the small gifts and put downside bottom of your Christmas trees, and that will also look good. You can create a collage with that, or you can put these as a birthday cards and you can write happy birthday or something like that. A good message will do. And the same way, you have to cut them around. It should not be perfect, but main idea here is when you are adding the texture between all of these, like some of them having stripes, some of them having these kind of scripty things, writing, some of them having the circle shapes. Maybe you have a different kind of stamps, you can use that, or you can have this variation in the lines. So everything will look super awesome when you're gonna pull them together, because main idea here is the white and the colorful base. So if we are doing this project, so let's combine it and make some kind of projects, and after this I will just speed up the process to give an idea that what you can do and how you can create with this idea. You can directly color on this, or if you don't want, if you want to put it really black and white, that will give you also a good idea that you can put a black and white and just do the swashing on them, or you can just put colors on them like this. Like if I have this and I want to create a pattern on pattern, I'm going to just create the circle and I will fill those circles, and then I'm going to cut those circles and arrange them in a very aesthetic way, or I can use them in any of my projects, maybe greeting cards, maybe tags or something else. If you have the solid stamps like circle basic shapes, you can put those also there. And if you want to be more creative, what you can do, you can buy a 60 lb paper, maybe recollections paper will perfect for this thing, and or more lb will be also good. And on that paper, like I'll show you, so on these kind of papers, you can directly print like this, and then you can cut them and you can arrange them. That will also be very much fun. And or if you have a kind of solid stamps, maybe the smaller one also, like this one. So if I want to put this border, I can use the red color and put that border, and then I can cut it down to get more out of it. So that will give a really fun way to using our cards and doing the same things. Now if you are doing tree, make sure that if you add 5 or 3, that will only look good depending on your card size, and try to put the different size trees so that it's gonna look awesome. Same for the gifts. Try to put the combination of odd numbers at the same time. They should be kind of different sizes, different varieties you can put, and that will give you a really awesome effect. So let's make some cards.
So here I'm just showing some brush strokes that how you can create a really fast and nice. If you feel that this printer paper is not a good idea for you, you can try a little bit thicker paper like Nina Solar white color paper, or you can try the watercolor paper, which is like less than 190 lb, and that gonna work great with it. I'm just trying this method first time, and so I thought let's see how it works. I'm not copying this system from anyone or taking, these are my own ideas, and I thought why not, we should do that. Most of the times you see that people you can do the same thing on the printed papers, like maybe the Christmas theme printed paper or the birthday theme paper, printed paper, or a pattern paper, I mean to say. And you can use that to these kind of idea. But if you are not creating in a bulk also, still you can create this without the printer also. You can just create one sheet of each, and then use your kids watercolor brushes for this DIY. And you can use these as a birthday cards, anniversary cards, Christmas cards, and you can go ahead with any other occasion. Like you can do a Valentine Day card with adding some heart shapes, or you can add some roses on it. And then here I'm creating the background. Here I took the watercolor paper. It is the Canson XL 9 by 12 watercolor paper. I'm just putting a water all around it with my flat brush. You don't have to be flat brush with you, but if you have, then it become easy that I'm telling you one technique. Now this technique is work as it is, like if you are creating these kind of cards, you can see that watercolor is going here. I'm using the gouache, but you can use watercolors also. These are the water based gouache from Artisa, yeah, but watercolors work great. And then you can create these kind of cards also without pasting on them anything. Here I'm creating the background. I always like to create some kind of background, although all of these gonna hide away, but still when you have background rather than the plain paper, it peek through somewhere something, and that will give you a really nice good effect. Now look, you can create this simple way. You can add more and more to enhance your card. It totally depends on how much you are building and how many cards you are building at the time and how much time you want to spend there, right? You don't have to have more supplies, but you can do better ideas in less supplies also. So here I'm just using that, making some kind of strokes, lines with this watercolor. If you don't have this, you can create the same effect with the watercolor pencils also by adding the water. I should show that also, but that just come in my mind while I'm doing the voiceover. So now let it dry for some time. If you are creating the small cards, you can have more kind of, you can go on the four sides. Here I'm planning to cut that at 5 by 7. I want really a nice big cards, and in the upcoming videos I will also show you that how you can create the perfect match envelopes for these cards. And these are the things that you can do at the end moment. Maybe you can create all of this paper in the night, and then just you want to post them. So what you can do, you can just make one and one paper, and while one is drying, other will dry so quickly, because these are the printer papers which normally we use in the printer or the making copies or xerox, you can say. And then main idea is here, though you have to follow the original shape of the brush strokes you have, and that will give you that really nice trendy effect on it. You can go ahead with the very muted colors also, like brown, whites, and a vintage color theme by adding little bit of uh, gold or copper in that. And that will also give a very Scandinavian kind of look with this card. You can go ahead with the vintage and add more shades of browns and blacks, and add little bit of something like pop of red or yellow will do. And these are the some ideas, like you can do it. You can put the white border around it if you liked it. You can just skip that and you can cut out the whole thing, and still you can get the that feel of that background printed pattern here. And if you're not printing this, make sure while using the water you use the pen that is waterproof. And how you can see that, just use any pen on the rough paper and put few drops of water, and you can see that your ink of the black pen is waterproof or not. And then I'm just cutting these big sheets into 7 by 5. I really want a big cards, and then I see in my star scare that I don't have, and then I decided to add something else to more make it pop. But you can directly do this on your greeting card which already made it with the envelopes, and you can just take those trees and you are ready to go if you don't want to. But I'm showing you here more 2-3 steps to enhance your card more. Now here I'm trying the different combination, whatever I like at that time. Maybe you like something else, maybe you like more combinations than this, maybe you like only three things in it. So it totally depend on your taste, how you like. Now you can see I have that little bit background whenever I'm that sticking those, so it gives me really a nice background also, rather than having the plain white. And these papers are thin, so I'm using here Uhu glue stick. You can use whatever glue you have, just make sure that you have plenty of it, and it sticks really nicely. I don't want to waste much paper, so this is my kid's sheet where he do all kind of maths practice and all, and we don't throw the papers, and then I use this kind of stuff on those papers. I put the punch and pile of those papers with me, so I can just grab that and use it. In fact, you can use those papers also for creating this kind of stuff, and that will be really fun project. And I'll come very soon, I will come that kind of project, maybe for before the teacher appreciation week, that I can show you how you can turn your kids' leftover project works into the beautiful card for their own teachers, and that will be the awesome thing. And I always say that preserve something memory in a that way that you can correlate with that memory. So that will be really nice thing. Then I'm using here Merry Christmas stamps. If you don't have, these are from Hero Arts, but if you don't have this, it's okay, you can handwritten your message like Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or Happy Birthday, depending upon the occasion, whatever you like. And then I was thinking that I should add something more. Now pulling those colors together, which color should I print my stamps for, or greeting cards mean sentiment from? So choose the color which is already in your card, that in that way it will look more cohesive. Like this way I like that pop of red in there, so I use that. Maybe you can use orange or yellow. Let's see which look good or best. Or you can stamp couple of those on the white color simple sheet and just cut it down and put those banner before sticking, so you will get an idea. So here I'm using the golden pen, and I'm not using the perfect line. First of all, I thought let's make perfect line, and make kind of square kind of frame kind of thing. And then I was like, no, the frame kind of thing doesn't work here. I should make more whimsical lines. So I decided to make some kind of these lines on it, and then from the same uniball golden color paint I make some ornaments on it. And you can add a little bit here and there, just to see. Don't add too much, sometimes little is good. Like I add only on those red trees. Here I'm adding some flickering feathering effect strokes on it, and that's it. That gonna look really really nice. Another thing, if you're not making these prints more and more, you can do these handwritings and all that stuff, lines and everything in the golden color or copper color also. That will also look nice. And then I'm kind of searching for the right paper. Like I'm kind of seeing that which color gonna match. It took little bit time to me to find the perfect paper. And when I'm just like, okay, I good, so I choose one tone, a brighter color, and then I'm just putting. Now you can see, rather than putting those cards on the white, these colors give me so much effect. And I always add double-sided tape with the glue, so that I have little bit room to move. And then these watercolor papers are quite thick, so I need more glue for them. And then as you see that these cards are like really big cards. These are greater than 5 by 7, and then I have just put some books on them. And then next morning I just cut out the extras. You can see the peek through sun from my window and sun rays from my window. It is so nice out here after snowfall. Such a nice day. And then I just decided to put those like this. Then I was like, why not, let's go ahead and something do inside, the fun thing. Then I'm kind of trying my options here. Most of the times I show how I try my options also. And then I was like, no, I don't. And then I was like, no, I want to. So I just use those little strips which already cut out from those cards, and I just decided to put them to grounded my trees, and I'm gonna put those same trees on them, and you can write your own message inside, whatever you like. And I just want to put those trees there on the bottom. And this card is quite a big, so you have a enough amount of space to write your handwritten message. You can stamp it also, you can print it, or whatever feels good for you. I always write handwritten messages unless and until I'm put something like that they can reuse on the tags or something. And that's completes this today's two cards. I hope you got lots of ideas with this, and you can create your own ideas and new stuff out of it. And holiday season are around, so let me know what you're doing on the holidays. We just started our Christmas tree. Yeah, it's too late, but yeah, we started. So see you around the corner in next project. I will show you how to create those nice DIY envelopes for these cards. And until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye, take care.